Hello and welcome back for another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Watchlist series ahead of Game 25. Now let's dive in. And we'll be starting our series today with Mo Salah. Once again, Mo Salah is back on talking points of FPL. Is Mo Salah back after an assist to Cody Gakpo against Newcastle? We certainly will be hoping so, as he has two good fixtures against Crystal Palace and against Wolves in Gameweek 25, and both have a difficulty rating of 2. Liverpool certainly have not been performing up to par for recent game weeks now, but hopefully with the return of Virgil van Dijk, maybe, just maybe, it is what will be needed to spark their reignition. Nunez also stays on the same table as him. Nunez scored the opener against Newcastle. For that, I think it's necessary to just go for Liverpool attackers if you want to add to your team. The defenders have actually not been performing up to standard, especially because they've not been keeping a lot of clean sheets lately. And one thing we can say is the attackers could easily get a chance or two to score goals in any game. Up next, we see Bruno Fernandes. Although having a blank game week in Game Week 25, he pops up on our radar, especially because of his 2 assists in Game Week 24 against Leicester City. We see that Bruno Fernandes has actually been performing well and is one to consider for future game weeks after Game Week 25. Certainly, he's one to go for if you ask me. Another person we have to mention is Ivan Toney. He has a blank game week 25. However, he has a double game week 27, which is also one to consider him for ahead of that game week. So it could be time to start placing him into your team. He has actually been performing brilliantly since the start of the season. Couple of goals, couple of assists, and he's number 3 among attackers for points total in FPL this season. So we can see that the stats speaks for itself. Certainly want to consider for future game weeks. Also, we are going to enter our Arsenal assets, and chiefly on that list is Bukayo Saka. As the tale has been among Arsenal midfielders this season, Bukayo Saka has overtaken Martin Odegaard for FPL points among Arsenal players. Quite an interesting dynamics between the Arsenal assets. And the double game week against Leicester and Everton should be an interesting one. Leicester, as we know, do concede a lot of goals, which could prove lovely for Bukayo Saka and his other Arsenal colleagues. Everton, on the other hand, I see it more like a revenge match for Arsenal, who would want a victory in that game simply because they lost to Everton in the first game earlier this season, and also we know what their title ambition is this season. And Bukayo Saka is one of the men who can make all these things happen. We've seen in previous game weeks what he has done and how instrumental he is to the Arsenal lineup. Now, looking at Arsenal defenders, we see that Arsenal defenders haven't actually been doing boisterously in recent weeks. However, having a double game week affords them 2 times the chance to give us a clean sheet. And the top pick for me is either Zinchenko or Gabriel. But for the sake of this watch list today, we'll be looking at Gabriel chiefly, simply because he also has an attacking edge to his game where he runs into the midfield and attacking roles from his position in most games. This wraps up today's video. Do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video for more contents in the future here on the FPL Crisp. For now, goodbye.